Hey folks, it's Jimmy Stewart here, hoping this is finding you all doing well. Today's video we're going to talk about something important to guitar players and important to guitars, and we're going to talk about strings. Now back when I first started playing, quite a long time ago, I won't tell you how far back, it was the 60s, early 70s, you basically played what came on the guitar. I mean, very rarely would you go out and change those strings right out when you bought a guitar or if you got a guitar from somebody. And then finally you figured it out, you know, I probably could use new strings. And you just bought what was out and available at that point in time. Most of the strings were pretty heavy. I remember 10s being light. Nobody was playing 10s that I could think of, except for a few people. And so I went with 10s back then and been playing 10s for through most of the 70s and most of the 80s. And then around 85, 86, when I got my Steinberger, I discovered another string. Now this particular string, because the Steinberger is a headless guitar, I needed double ball ends. So I found D'Addario. And D'Addario has been doing these strings forever. They are a double ball set made specifically for Steinberger. These are. And if you look right at the set here, it says 100% compatible with Steinberger guitars and Steinberger licensed copies, including the trem systems. So I bought these by the gross back then, because that was my stage guitar forever. And that's where I found out about D'Addario strings. Now since then, I've been playing 10s on just about every guitar I own, whether, you know, it was a short scale and or a larger scale guitar, until around the mid-90s to the later 90s, when I decided to drop to 9s. Now 9s are considered a light string. Everything under 10 is your standard. Anything under 10 is a light. Everything above that is a heavier string, or a medium gauge, or whatever they want to call it, or standard anyway. 10s are basically standard. When you buy a guitar online, they mostly ship with a set of 10s. 10s to 48, 10s to 46, depending on the strings. So I've been playing 9s really for the last 25 years, and I put 9s on everything. I put them on short scale guitars, I put them on the longer scale guitars, I put them on my Gibsons, I put them on my Fenders. And I do that because, one, it's a good all-around lighter gauge string that I enjoy playing, and two, it's just much easier to buy D'Addarios like I do. I just buy boxes of these, the 10-pack boxes, and I just string any guitar. That way you don't have to figure out, you know, I need 9s on this or I want 8s on that. Unless, of course, it's a guitar that it's set up specifically for something, whether it be slide or whether it be a dropped tuning or an open tuning. I might use a different gauge string for something like that. Even on my acoustics. Now, I've been trying different D'Addarios. In fact, I just got these a little while ago, and I put them on both my Martin and on my Godin A6. These are nice. They are a coated phosphor bronze string by D'Addarios, and these are the 12 to 53s. So I've even been trying these on some of my acoustics. Well, like I said, it's been about 25 years I've been playing 9s, and I always wanted to try a lighter gauge string. Now, I'm not sure why, but you know, everybody has, sure, if you're a guitar player or if you've heard the stories, everybody's heard the famous story of Billy Gibbons going backstage at a B.B. King show, and sitting backstage with B.B. King, and B.B. giving him Lucille, his 335, and Billy picking it up and playing it and going, you know, damn, B.B., you know, what do you string this with? And B.B. was using 9s at the time. And B.B. explained to Billy at that point, you know, man, why are you working so hard? You know, you don't want to get a hernia trying to bend your strings. Drop to a lighter gauge string, because Billy was using 11s and 12s, I think, back then. B.B. convinced him to drop down to a lighter gauge string. And Billy, as he does everything, the Reverend, Willy G there, took it to the extreme and went and started playing 8s. And now playing 7s. And you think, how does he do that? Doesn't it feel like it's playing rubber bands? But listen to Billy's tone, folks. Listen to ZZ Top. You can't argue with his tone. So I said, maybe I should try that. And I've been putting it off for years, and finally decided, hey, you know what? I'm going to pick me up some. So I did. And what we're going to do today, and I don't know how well it's going to work. I have never played these before in my life. But I picked up 3 sets of Reverend Willy's Mexican Lottery brand strings. Now these are designed by Billy. They're made by Dunlop. And safest and cheapest. They're pretty cool. They're an individual cardboard box. Billy Gibbons String Lab Series. Billy Gibbons' Big Fat Texas Tone has been described as hot, blue, and righteous. Developed in collaboration with Billy himself, these strings complement the famous sound perfectly with a real punch that remains clear and articulate when he turns on his legendary leads in pinch harmonics. The end result is rich, smooth, and soulful, just like the old Reverend. These are made by the Dunlop Manufacturing out there in California. These are 7 to 38s. So, I figured, we'll give them a try, right? If I don't like them, I don't know about safest and cheapest. These are not cheap. When I first started looking at these a few years ago, probably 7 or 8 years ago, they were running around $5 a set, which I thought was expensive. You know, I can get the Diodarios. I can get this case here, a 10-pack, for around $37, $38. So that's about $3.70, $3.80 a set. These currently are, I just paid $7.87 a set for these. They were around $5 a few years ago, but like everything, they're all going up. So I just bought 3 sets, and then I thought to myself, well, what guitars do I want to try these on? So I started looking around. Now I have a couple of guitars. One here being the Monoprice Indio Classic Cali. This is the HSS that I haven't set up yet. When I did the review on this guitar, I took it right out of the box. I played it, factory strings. In fact, it didn't really need anything, so I just left it like that, thinking I'll set it up eventually. So I figured I'll go ahead and try a set of these on this particular guitar today and see how they feel. And if that works, then I'll like to throw a set on my Telly over there, and maybe even one of my 335 style guitars, just to try them on different styles and different scale lengths and see what we got. But today I'm going to try these 07 38s, the Reverend Willy's Mexican Lottery brand strings on a Strat, and see what we got. Now these, like I said, I haven't changed this, so this particular guitar came with the original 10s that are on it. So dropping to 7s is going to be, I don't know if I'm going to have to do a reset of the truss rod, how the intonation is going to be. I might have to play with it. Obviously, we're dropping down to a 7 to 38, but it might just take them fine. It might not, so we'll find out. So let's get to it, folks. Why I'm doing this, I'm not going to bore you with stringing the guitar, and maybe I'll just give you a little song to go along with it, as I usually do when I'm doing these types of things. I'm going to go ahead and clean the fretboard and do all that stuff. So as I'm doing that, I hope you enjoy the track.
You know that in every part of the world, there are musicians, singers and songwriters. All revealing their lives and wearing it like a badge on their sleeves. This was going out to all of you. If you look in my eyes, you'll see something happened to me. Bricks and Rutgers by night, to free. Creative urges try to impress me. Mama, that creative process starts to flow, you'll see why there's such a special breed. Holding pencil quite tight, I write songs about you and me. Americana sounds right tonight. Another chorus, let's musical mood swings, mama. I like the steel strings, mama. Sitting down with pen and paper at hand, starting to write that next big hit. Some synth strings, mama. Join me as I sing, mama. 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 Opinionated, insecure and boisterous, engaging, brooding, loving and kind, quiet, shy, commanding and bitching, all these emotions within a musician's mind.
So far, fairly amazingly, intonation is still in. The A's just a little bit out. The action now is obviously lower. Not as much tension on the truss rod as it had. So I am at 175 now on the bass E. And right between 125 and 150 on the high E. Let's call it it's closer to 150. So about 150 on the high E. And 175 on the bass E, which is much, much better. And I haven't touched the truss rod. I haven't done anything. I haven't touched the bridge either, so. These things feel they feel nice. Wow, okay, let's let me clean this up and we'll get the amp on and we'll see what we got. So these are very, very thin, very sharp. Be careful. As you can see, I bloodied my hands up a little bit. That's because I cut these the way I always put strings on, is I measure up to the next post, cut my wind there, and I put a bend in them. That way it locks it down, because I don't like a lot of wind on those. If it's too much wind, it's too easy for it to slip. So I don't do it like that. But I didn't think about how sharp these little buggers would be the little ends poking into my thumbs. But there you go. You get injured. You get injured. I need to. I'm gonna go to YouTube and see if I can get hazard duty pay for stringing my guitar here. That's what I want. I want hazard duty pay. But so far these are feeling very nice. Again, I just put them on as you saw, so we'll let them stretch just a little bit. And I did, you know, I bent them out a little. Okay, so there's the old strings. Back in that box. Let's get an amp on here and see what we got. Well, they're very easy to push and pull, I'll tell you that. But I didn't have any problem bending nines or anything like that. It's just they feel slinky. I can't really tell any difference in their tone. Maybe just a slight bit less sustain. play blues guitar like I do, if you're a blues player, these will work nicely for you. I'm still getting used to them. I've only been playing it for 10 minutes. It's the first time I've ever played on a set of 7s. Wow, it's going to take a little bit of getting used to, but they're not horrible. In fact, I'm liking them. You got to be careful because you can bend up under the other strings here. Wow. It plays very, very nice. It's holding tune pretty well. So far I'm liking them. We'll have to see how they hold up for the next couple of days. I'm sure they'll be fine. I'm going to have to put a set of these on the telly. One of my tellies, I'm not sure which one. I think maybe the solid body. And then maybe throw a set on either the Grout and or the Ivy Jazz Box or Jazz Style, maybe one of the 335s, and see how they go from there. All right, so today was all about the Reverend Willy G. The 7-38 Mexican Lottery brand strings. So, for the first time in 25 years, I went to a different brand and a whole different gauge. And I think I'll get used to them. It didn't take a lot to get used to them. I just gotta remember that they're not nines. So, there you have it. Strat actually plays nice. The action came down. I didn't have to adjust the truss rod and or the bridge, at least not yet. The intonation seems very, very good. Maybe just a little bit on the A and bass E string. But that's pretty wild considering these were 10s on this guitar and I just dropped them to I just dropped them to 7s. So the other guitars that are set up with 9s shouldn't be an issue, I wouldn't think. I guess I'm sure it will depend on the guitar itself, but you know, I'm pretty happy with that. No big having to redo intonation, having to redo truss rod adjustments and stuff like that. If I find I have to do that, then so be it. But just got to be careful stringing that. Those little, the way I do it, the little ends ended up poking me in the thumb, so very hard to see them. I mean, they're so small I couldn't see them. All right, so I'm going to wrap it up for today, folks. This is Jimmy Stewart saying thank you so much for stopping into the channel. And if you're still on the fence about subscribing, come on over to the good side. Would love to have you on board. Till next time, take care of yourselves, stay healthy, stay safe, and we'll talk to you all again very, very soon. Bye-bye for now.